Hello, and welcome back to a special episode of the Force Commander's Guide to Purging Nurgle. I'm Jade Star, joined as always by my favorite friend Olish, who thinks it's never too early to start decorating for Christmas.
That is possibly the most hurtful thing you've ever said today.
Today's episode, we're going to go straight at this Death Guard and clear it out, because it's in the way. I don't have missions, and strategically speaking, it's probably the best thing for me to do at the moment.
Status. Massive vessel approaching on attack vector.
A disgusting hulk of plague filth. Open fire.
Alert. Current ordnance appears ineffective.
Commander, you know the answer here. A strike squad of our brothers will make short work of that threat.
Alternative. Cannon batteries could be overcharged to pierce this hull. Risk of damage significant.
The vessel is not moving quickly. We could fire one of your exterminatus torpedoes along its trajectory. It'll make short work of this filth.
Cogitating. The Inquisitor's suggestion is feasible, but would require overriding all safety protocols.
Absolutely not. That is not a sanctioned use for exterminatus.
I'm not even sure we can select that option without having built an exterminatus torpedo.
It's weird that it lets you do
The
that,
Knight's
yeah.
Oath shields are affixed. They are ready.
So we've already had one of these missions just like 2 videos ago, so we're gonna try to do something different. We theorized the value of spreading out last time, so this mission we're going to try to go fast, fight as little as possible, and split 2 and 2. Kill the generators, move.
Yeah, let's talk about splitting up for a second.
Oh god.
Look, Jade's been running another campaign
I approve.
on his
Brothers,
Twitch channel and
destroy
tried
the
to split up on a
generators
previous mission
of any
due to my
traitors
suggestion,
that stand in
and it
your
went
way.
extremely poorly.
Yeah. It's also kind of strange that I just started that a couple of stream sessions ago, so I've only played maybe 10 hours of that campaign, and it's like day 100-ish, I think. And immediately got a mission type we have not seen so far in the LP. When we
God,
get
it
there...
sucks so bad.
Oh, we're gonna have a lot to talk about when we get there.
Your command.
You know, because this game is fun, and once I cleared the craft world, the bug to just play the heck out of it constantly kicked in again, and so I've loaded up a save file. By the way, SA_JadeStar at twitch.tv. Come and watch. Like, comment, subscribe, donate, Twitch, Jeff Bezos bucks, something. I don't know. Give me money, please. So
Ducat needs it.
yeah, I mean, also, I've already made the videos, but yeah, thanks, he's doing well. He's going to continue to do well, I hope.
We are discovered.
So, Olish made some points about splitting up that I thought, oh, yeah, this seems reasonable. I always do this mission one way or the other. The Twitch stream has given me a good chance to, do things I don't normally do, just for the fun of it. It was terrible. Oh, it was so terrible. Already this mission, I got a little concerned that there was a group in this opening foyer, for lack of a better term. Because I really wanted to get to either side door, and as fast as possible, and then just crash them both at the same time. Not that 3 Plague Marines is a
I've claimed the
strong
seed.
patrol to run into at this point.
But it is going to occupy a turn or two.
Yeah, it's 16 HP each, so, this is a turn or two to chew through them.
The Emperor lights our path.
Maybe more if I want to be safe, maybe less. But also the big deal is that we didn't get our AP refresh upon kicking the door down, so effectively Nurgle gets the first turn here. 3 of my knights are by the door with 1 AP, so I can move them forward, but all I'm really doing is putting them into a position where more of them are going to either get shot or hit with the Plague Sprayer. So this opening feels really bad. I'm kind of anticipating the one with the goop sprayer to go up the stairs on the left and try to hose down the Justicar. But even still, I don't have a great move here.
I mean, without AP refreshes at the end of combat, there's a certain element of you just kind of have to go in and basically kill them quickly.
speedrun strats, take damage, save time.
I mean, more or less.
Yeah.
The
Unleash me.
general plan for the mission that I understand
Affirmative.
is that you're going to be trying to split up and then just accomplish the mission objectives quickly.
Yes.
And
fire
to
when
that
ready.
extent, like, yeah, I understand you only had like 1 AP with everybody, but I almost feel like it would have been more worthwhile to have moved forward so that you could then spend your next turn just eliminating these guys and maybe moving towards the doors.
Yeah, maybe. But that would have gotten maybe 2 more people plagued, depending on how wide the cone was going to reach. Apothecary, I think it was, didn't get plagued because he was behind full cover. But everybody else would have been at half behind the railing and gotten plagued. And if I split up, I don't actually have healing in 2 places at once, so I need to deal with that. So, in a comment that's not going to surprise you, my memory is not particularly great. I don't know if this map is actually identical to the one 2 videos ago, or the last boarding action we did, or not, but the generators on the left and right of this foyer are very close to the doors, and actually not a significant amount of travel time at all, if we didn't have the lobby guards here.
Brother.
So that really incentivized me to try this 2 and 2 plan, because if these guys weren't here and I could just stack the doors and then burst through with 3 AP,
Your orders?
probably, I don't know, 1 AP to move, 2 AP to shoot
I am here
core
to
per
serve the
night.
Emperor.
If I could get 5 damage a shot, give or take some support
Ready to
fire or
serve.
psi bolts or whatever, could theoretically kill the core on either side of those doors in 1 turn.
Yeah, and then you'd have, 7 or 6 more turns to go and repeat the same thing with the other cores.
Unleash me.
Well, the other cores are in a much more open catwalk space without like a nice big wall to shield you from activating patrols. But even like then,
Praise the Emperor.
they link up. Or I could just go back through this lobby and use the door top right of the screen to travel as a group. And with 6, 7 turns to do that, it would be a lot easier to just do that as a group, as a 4-man, and just knock out the 2 sides, regroup, go hit reactor 3, go hit reactor 4, plenty of time.
Justice!
Gosh, it feels good to have, full support fire.
Oh yeah. Playing the early game after getting past the craft world and having people, mid to high level with fun, fancy mastercrafted weapons is rough sometimes.
For a second, I was like, oh, it's going to take you, more than a turn to kill 3 plague men, 'cause that's a lot of HP. It's like, oh, yeah. Right, I was watching the stream where you didn't have high-level war-geared players.
Death to the enemy.
Knights. Yeah, no one's over level 4 on that save file.
I am kind of warming to the Calidus Assassin, though.
Oh yeah, that was real fun. My least used assassin on any save file, so I just decided to pick her first when we got the event. Pretty decent. Requires kind of a bit of thinking or setup. I think I likened it to a in the zone sniper from the first Frax XCOM. In that you really want to set her up to score killing blows. Because much like the Vindicare or the Evisor, her abilities are a cooldown on kill, and one of her abilities cools down on 2 turns. So if you can have her score 2 kills, you can then activate that, and that's her cloaking thing, which is her main deal as an infiltrator. So if you plan it out right, you can essentially have her never be detectable by the enemy ever. And I'm still figuring it out, because sometimes it's like, do I want to go in disguised and then get in the middle of them, or do I want to go in not disguised, get a couple of attacks in, and then disguise, and they can't retaliate?
Okay, yeah. I think this is the same map.
Yeah.
Although you may have started on the other side of it
What
last
is
time.
your will? Yes, sir.
What are
I'm not entirely sure about the layout, but basically with the reactors on near the doors with the catwalky thing. I don't know if that, like, if you were to rotate the map 180 degrees.
Your command.
Hey, you remember this tactic that we picked up in the thread as suggested more than a few times?
Oh,
yeah.
That worked beautifully.
Yeah, it really did.
False Emperor.
I'm sad I didn't get a attack of opportunity there,
Rise again.
but that was great. Another thing that
Yeah.
confused me at the moment, and then went back and looked at, and somebody mentioned, you notice the catwalks around the reactor aren't like solid floor, like where the apothecary is, or the purgatory.
Yeah.
So one of those guys went into the void and died. The other landed on the catwalk, but the catwalk just collapsed under him.
Yeah, and launched him again.
Yeah. Very funny. Also very lethal and useful. I wasn't really expecting that. I got a lot more value out of, like, spontaneous pit traps than I expected today.
And then sometimes you have to try and line up a charge like a pool shot, and
Oh, God.
and it doesn't work, and you don't know why.
This game is so good about telling you the results of every single action you do, except for, like, where knockback is going to land. Like, way back 10 videos ago, when we were just punting people at the hammer, I was like, it just goes back straight 3, and if that square is, like, impassable terrain or undestructible barrier or something, it'll pick somewhere adjacent. And then I had that video with Guava where I couldn't punt that the Nurgle Fly Priest off the bridge. And then I had that stuff in the stream where it was just like,
Yeah, trying to knock a guy off. It's like, oh, okay, he went a little bit over to the side. Well, why not try the other direction? Nope, it was like he was going 90 degrees off from where he thought he was going to go every single time.
Every time. Yeah.
Enemy sighted.
Starting to think that the first pre-placed patrols are probably a little stronger than the reinforcements. 2 of these demons and a Plague Marine, 3 Plague Marines. Those are all normal strength patrols.
They feel a little bit light for a normal strength patrol.
Bloom essence.
I kind of expect a normal strength patrol to be a little bit stronger than that by this point, but maybe I'm overestimating a little.
I don't think we're gonna get like 4 unit patrols for a while. But I can understand the sentiment. I was hoping that was gonna work. I wasn't positive because the steel beam, the big vertical girder, was in the way. I thought I might accidentally like bank shot him. But no, that was great. Here, I think I could step left and punt him towards the core. Oh yeah, I am going to.
I don't think that's going to work. Yeah.
No. Yeah, so I don't know exactly what makes the grates fall out, because the crushing charge made a guy bounce and fall, but getting bounced there by the hammer didn't.
Well, I suspect it might be those middle grates look a little bit more solid, and then the ones on either side look like they've got nothing underneath them. So it may be just that the middle grates can't be collapsed.
Okay, giving you an ideal position to shoot the core from, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. By the way, 100% parry, real good.
Yeah, it's a little bit like a person in the thread talking about. Just plant yourself next to enemies and they'll melee you and then walk away.
Yeah, except it's kind of weird when they say that, because they also say demon hammers and not greatswords. Like, if I take a greatsword, I don't even have to take damage. But then they're also like, oh, I don't ever take damage, while advocating a strategy that you're admitting is going to get you knifed.
Well,
for 2.
early game versus, mid game or late game strategies.
Maybe.
Are we trying to feed kills to Heart here?
No. I don't remember exactly what I was thinking. Maybe I was trying to feed him, or no. Oh no. Okay, I think I might have been thinking about that. But what I want to do here is kill this guy with Harn as close to the reactor as possible to get full damage on the bolter, and then the interceptor support fire doesn't care about range. Right. So if Harn does 5, support fire does 5. It's only 2 AP to kill this thing.
Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Reload required.
There goes my plan.
I mean, you're still fine next turn.
Yeah. I guess there's no potential lost AP in it because of I'm not getting a refund or a refresh anyway.
So I kind of imagine that you're trying to figure out how to get that seed out of this guy.
More or less. Also,
because if you just wanted to kill him, you could have charged and knocked him into the pit.
Oh yeah, good point. Probably. I would have to cut across the corner of that like stairwell.
I think you could probably manage it.
Or I might have been thinking I want to save that 2 willpower for Wave the Flag.
Oh yeah, Wave the Flag. Definitely a good support to any strategy that splits up, because there is no range limit on it.
Oh, yeah.
Also, need to clarify. Last video I talked about upgraded Warp Charge Wave the Flag being more efficient. I'm counting the AP that you spend to use Wave the Flag. Yeah. The Warp Charge only gives you 1 more AP, and it costs you 2 more willpower, although one of those willpower is given to the target you use it up.
Yeah. You're spending 4, you're gaining 1, net spend 3 for net gain 3 AP.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the only difference is, I guess, distribution of willpower and the AP.
You're getting it faster with a single action as opposed to, waving the flag across 2 consecutive turns.
Yeah. When you had said that, I thought you meant more AP per willpower spent, and that wasn't the case, and I was confused. And we talked about that while we were streaming.
Yeah.
Aye, sir.
But I really do like the warp charges on actions. Even if you don't use them a whole lot, there's always the option. You get it with your regular shooting, which, at its very core, spend 1 willpower to do +1 damage. But you can usually save an AP, or you can often save an AP by doing that.
Yeah.
I don't think that regeneration is going to save that guy, though.
No. Or at the end of the mission, you can just start dumping all your willpower to kill a map-ending objective before the waves of reinforcements get you.
Yeah, I mean that's one of those things. Like I even forget that you start with the willpower war gear at the beginning, because 2 willpower is so.
The incense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the tier 3 incense is. I know. You preferred the things that get the passive bonus, and we talked about this in the previous video.
Yeah.
But I still need to reiterate, 6 willpower on almost any class is just tremendous, because it lets you pretty profligately spend willpower on anything you want.
You're using them fancy words again.
It will be done.
It's like you were extremely rich.
Okay. No, I know the word, mostly because of Crusader Kings.
Yes, rapid reload.
Rapid reload, so good.
Well, it especially matters here that you don't get the free reload after.
Yeah.
At once.
I gotta go around and dodge the duck zone.
What is your will?
Is that just plague going through?
It said when it warp surged. I've already forgotten.
It said a damaging zone. So I was pretty sure it wasn't. Honestly, I probably wouldn't even care. I would just try and run through it.
Yeah.
The AP's more worthwhile than the 6 or 8 hit points it's going to deal to you.
No, I like to keep my hit points. I need them to exist.
It is true, but You've got enough of a roster that you can afford to spend a few more weeks in the recovery chamber.
Right.
We strive.
Although, let me tell you, spending 2 weeks in the recovery chamber unexpectedly is...
I hope it was expectedly in your case.
Oh, okay, it was expected, but still.
You didn't go into the doctor's office and just get surprised, did you?
No.
Plague God's minions.
It would have been a hell of a surprise.
Yeah.
Standing ready.
Although, it's actually pretty trivial to get around this one.
It looked like it was covering a wider area.
Yeah, I'm maybe losing 1 tile worth of total forward movement. So I may not want to try to burst out this top left door and go for the reactor over there when there's 2 patrols stacked on top of each other. And I just used my Justicar's entire turn to just get to the door. I'm a little hesitant to go out of that door this turn. I'd like them to split up. I'd like my Justicar to have 3 more AP. And I'm thinking, maybe if I had noticed and realized that I have 5 turns remaining, I probably could have just gone back through the lobby and linked up.
I was kind of thinking that you were going to move the Purgator through the lobby.
My blade is ever ready.
Hell, if you really wanted to, you could have Kool-Aid Man through, and then Purgator could have taken the straight path.
Yes,
Oh,
Commander.
yeah. That is something I probably don't think about, like, in the moment, and quick enough for not making my recording look dull as I sit there and stare at a wall for, you know,
Oh, I
30
mean,
seconds.
it's way easier for me. I'm
Yeah.
just sitting here in the bleachers.
But that's,
like, oh, why don't you try doing that?
Yeah. But that's not a bad idea. I just don't ever think of using Crushing Charge as a get rid of wall option, you know? It's usually for getting through Overwatch or Suppression or hitting people or knocking them into pits.
I mean, I've mentioned it largely. My primary view of Crushing Charge is it's a 1 AP action that allows you to move 10. It has some other benefits there, but that's the primary way I think of it. Is it lets you go somewhere out of Overwatch, you know, bump people along the way.
Yeah, out of Overwatch is kind of my first thought of it. It's how to get out of like early game Overwatch cones from cultists or the heavy stubber suppression or things like that.
It's a less good teleport, but the benefit is that it's not something that we think about a whole lot. Is you can go straight through a wall, and then other people can follow you.
Yeah.
Like we have mostly used it on doors, which most people can follow you through a door regardless.
I should introduce you to my college roommate. He had trouble with some doors.
As ordered.
You know, some people, their coordination's not all there.
Yeah.
Death to the enemy.
Ugh. How do you like being one off?
I am here to serve, armed and ready.
Although I probably should just sidebolt it to pick it up without
Your command.
expending the ammo and the interceptor.
It's not like you're showing any power.
No, I probably should have. Oh well, I guess I went with the support fire option. I was 2 off. Okay.
Yes, they're down to a single generator now.
So, compared to the previous run, we're 3 generators down. I've got 4 turns on the clock, and there's only 3 pods left on the map. Now, they're all gathered around the last generator, which is kind of annoying.
But all you
But-
have to do is blow up the generator.
Exactly. I don't actually have to fight my way through those. And the generator is easy to hit and has 20 HP.
I think to some extent, you just ran into fewer enemies along the way too.
Certainly does feel like that. Now, is that the map's behavior, or was that because I rushed left and right quickly and split up?
Well, again, I'm thinking part of this is that your spawn location last time, and I could be just entirely making this up. I think that last time you spawned like what would be upright on the map. Because those first generators didn't seem like they were in the same position.
Yeah.
But the location of the generators, like the catwalks surrounding them,
Yep.
essentially, I think this time you're going through the map backwards compared to how you did it the previous time.
Foul heresy approaches.
Ah. That reinforcement group. Kind of a pain.
We bring Nurgle's gifts.
Is it, though?
I mean, it could be. But you're probably right if you're about to point out that they're pretty far behind me. And I'm going to be moving away from them.
Like, the enemy likes to do things with their actions that aren't just movement.
Han.
And, well, yes, they could chase after you and shoot you. You know, it's going to be very difficult to outdistance them.
Position.
If they're spending AP shooting you, they're falling further behind.
Yeah,
Now,
but I also have to
you
be
are-
spending AP to do something as well.
Yeah, but the trick here is that once you do the thing, the mission is over.
Oh, yeah, that part. Yeah,
Praise
absolutely.
the Emperor.
You are, however, kind of in the middle of two groups of enemies.
Oh, I'm
Not-
in the middle of a lot of groups of enemies.
Well, I mean, there's those over there, but those aren't even activated yet.
That's true.
Praise the
If
Emperor.
you're very careful, I think you could kill these two guys, get in position, and then end the mission next turn. If you needed to. Or turn around and, get some experience from killing the three guys chasing them.
Yeah, I think
You're certainly
so.
not at any risk of losing any of your knights right now.
Right.
Here.
Unlike some sort of nameless stream mission, which will be scrubbed from my memory.
I'm not sure if this is going to trigger those. And I can see you were thinking about it too.
Yeah.
Because that is
At your
a
service.
couple of squares closer.
But if I melee him from this side, he's on the same line as the interceptor.
That's true, but I don't think line of sight is a square.
The Emperor likes
You were close
our
enough.
path.
Yeah. It was close, but being on the same, we'll call it X-axis line as the interceptor made me feel safer about that move. Whether
I don't know if your vision is properly circular or not. I think
Right.
it is, which means that it was kind of a risk that I wouldn't have taken. But I was wrong to not have taken that risk.
Pure among impurity here.
I think that Cerdo skull was probably entirely unnecessary, but it made me feel good. I don't think any of these matter. I'm gonna try to kill this guy.
For the golden throne.
So that guy, yeah, maybe you're right about those middle two catwalks being more solid.
Yeah.
Because that time he flew, hit it, and died.
Yeah, the middle two catwalks, which as you can see, like, they visibly look like you can't. There's no holes in between
Yeah,
that you can see through.
like the grating is there, but there's like a plate under. You don't see the abyss below it. Whereas the other ones, like on the left, you see that are just like open storm grates.
Yeah, but the corners similarly have that, plating underneath.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
So I think there's a visual indicator that you could use to figure out, like, if you punt someone onto this grating, will it fall? At least on this map, which we are probably never going to see again.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I might do boarding actions again, but having done two of them, one the altogether and kind of default way, which is a little, and this way, which is going much better. I very well may just cut out repetitive boarding missions. I do enjoy that they are quick, pretty fun, have a nice, fun, interactable map. But this game is long. I think, let's see, I did XCOM 2 in something like 43 missions. This is 27, and we are now in the Act 2. So I might be on par for that. It depends. I might need to just trim some filler at some point.
I mean, it, much like XCOM 2, it is also entirely possible, and to some extent you've already done this, to fuck around for a while without actually like progressing the story.
Right, yeah.
Securing position.
Yeah, if I don't stall, yeah.
Advance with security.
But it's not like I can... I guess the blue missions are always going to show up, and it's always in your best interest to do them.
Right.
I have to think about that. Yeah.
I'm mostly just thinking about, like, you could have maybe gone after the craft world a little bit sooner.
Oh, definitely. I let the save file run for a little bit extra, like, because I make saves after every video just in case for editing.
Your command.
I let the save right before I went to the craft world run, and
For Titan.
the big angry "you've taken too long" message showed up like 10, 15 days after I hit the craft world.
My blade is yours.
So if I had waited any longer, we would be dealing with the increased amount of bloom spawns on the sector map. And I knew I was getting close to that. That's why I rushed it without the Vindicare being fully healed. Hey, look at all these guys on the catwalks.
Praise the Plague Lord.
On these guys, just
Brothers, strike for the chapter.
they're everywhere.
You have been
Yeah, I would definitely say that he was immobilized. Onto the catwalk, but still falls through. No, wait,
Show
yes.
to the unworthy.
Yes.
What? Wait,
I-
what? What?
Yeah.
That was not the catwalk I expected him to land on and fall through.
Well, we punted him off the catwalk through the steel beam, and the section that we were standing on exploded, and thankfully Devorn didn't fall through and die, but he did... he got knocked back, so it's all good? I don't know. Look, Nurgle ships are full of weird and mystery. I was really trying to figure out how I could get around and, like, hit two of these people off, but they're just out of range to get two swings in, so I took the safe option.
I think if you had actually done the warp charge, you would have been able to get a second one out. But
Oh, yeah, I should have. Yep, I would have had one more AP, definitely could have.
I saw you think about it.
I should have, because I'm going to go shoot the core. I don't need that willpower for anything else. Got 3 HP, look at this. Curse my giant robotic grab syndrome.
An impressive display of tactical efficiency, Commander. You knights can act decisively when you set your minds to it.
Yeah, that's kind of the point of the Grey Knights.
Acting decisively?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're very decisive, including doing things like jumping into Chaos Point.
I mean,
Good
like,
collection of seeds, some requisition.
we've seen chapters other than the Grey Knights recklessly jumping into a Chaos Portal recently.
I mean, yeah, it's Marty's caliber, though. Ruthless Precision. I didn't even realize Ironlanthus was missing it.
Yeah, he was only level 4. Or no, 5. And this is going to be his level ups to 6. And you might as well grab some Terminator armor on him. I feel like he's due.
I feel like everybody who can have Terminator armor really should. If nothing else, just that 2 armor per turn makes such a difference.
Crit chance.
Vorn already has Ruthless Precision.
Of course.
And Harn is in that weird spot where it's like, well, what are you going to do with an apothecary at this point? I think you were going for biomancy?
No, Harn was... I just wanted endurance for a source of purify.
That's what I thought it was. But... Oh, I guess you're not going to go for the chance to use it on yourself. So,
Sympathetic. Sympathetic's too low of a chance at 15%.
Yeah, I mean, you can boost it. Especially
Yeah.
if you also were going Ruthless Precision. There might be a reason to take a Focus Crystal.
Yeah, that's fair. I think he is going to get Ruthless Precision eventually. So, yeah. 4 Grey Knights is enough to disable a giant enemy cruiser that was like 80 times the size of the Baleful Edict.
Boarding actions are really, really good.
I guess. I never had
Not
any luck with
available
them.
when the game came out.
Yeah.
This was something added with the Inquisitor DLC.
Yep.
Kind of OP.
A little bit. That's it for this one. This was just a quick one. Tested out splitting up. It worked out well. We're gonna have to go chill in the freezer and wait for the next blue mission to spawn. So thank you all for watching, and see you next time.